I'm trapped. All right, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. How much did I spend on plants in January and February of 2022? Before we get into this video, I want to thank Zinf so much for sponsoring this video. Zinf makes all of the glasses that I wear all of the time. If you stay to the end of the video, you can hear more about them, unless you want to go buy glasses right now, and then you can check out the first link in the description. Thank you so much, Zinf, for sponsoring this video, and let's get into the freaking juicy tea that is my finances. Okay, so a lot of you probably came to my channel from my video called I Spent Thousands on Houseplants in 2021. In that video, I share how much I spent month by month on just houseplants. In that video, I did not calculate plant supplies, which would have made the total a lot bigger. This year, I am counting supplies, and I'm also going to be keeping track of everything in this book month by month, if I'm on track to do better than last year or if not. So let's go ahead into my plant expenses for January. In January, I spent a total of $0 on houseplants and plant supplies. Thank you. Yes, I know. I did really good in January by spending literally zero money on any plants or any plant related products. I'm very proud of myself. I didn't do anything different except for I just didn't let myself buy plants, which I know sounds like weird and dumb, but another thing I did very specifically was not go to any plant shops or put myself in a position where I might see a plant and decide that I want that plant. And even in January, I did find a sport variegated monster at the grocery store and I did not buy it. So that's not something I ever thought I would do or say. And before you get mad at me, like, why wouldn't you do that? They're so cheap, like blah, blah, blah. Like, I chose not to do it because I have one already. I'm trying to not be greedy. I feel like I have like a greedy and like a more personality when it comes to the things that I like. And I have a couple cuttings already at home. I don't need more. However, I wish I could say the same for February. February was not as good. In fact, in February, I kind of fell into how I was last year. Originally, my plan for this year was, and I never really sat down and created a hard plan, which I think is probably why I failed so poorly in February. I kind of went into this year with this vague idea of, okay, I will spend money on like 1, 2, or 3 plants a month, and the total cannot exceed like $50 a month, you know, or something like that. The problem with that is that then you're only getting 3 plants. And as you guys know, spring is here, which means it's like plant shopping season. Also, additionally, I've decided I do want to outdoor garden. So what I've decided is that I'm just gonna try my best. I get really excited to break rules. Like if I set a rule for myself, I'll follow it. And then one day I'll be like, hey, what if I just didn't? Like, what if I just actually went and bought a plant? And then I get really excited, like internally about like, well, what if I did just break the rules? It feels really good when I buy the plant. So I know for me, setting a hard rule for myself is not good because I'll probably just break it because I like to break rules. Not laws, just rules, like self rules, because I'm like, it's like a reward. You like reward yourself and splurge and you'll be like, oh, well just today, right? And then today turns into every day. There's lots of like text posts I see on Twitter. It's like, I deserve a treat today, says me who never once has denied myself anything. And that's definitely how I am. I don't think I ever really deny myself things. In January though, I did really good. I bought nothing. I literally bought nothing. In February though, here are my purchases. I laid them all out and we're gonna go through them one at a time. Starting off on February 2nd, went to a succulent day and I spent $26.13. Then I went to Edwards. And by the way, these prices are weird. I had cash and I definitely didn't realize how much I bought in February. I thought I was doing pretty good until I sat down and totaled it and I was like, okay, well, there's definitely gonna be more than I thought. Then when I was done totaling, I realized that there was even more because I had cash. I don't know how, but I had cash, probably from selling plants in December still, and I just was holding on to it. But I definitely had like $200 of cash that I did spend on plants before anything went onto my card. So it's a little confusing, but I was able to find a total. So on February 2nd, I went to Succulent Day and $26.13 went onto my card plants. And then on February 3rd at Edwards, $65 went onto my card for plants. Then on February 10th, I went to Home Depot and I spent $43.40 on plants and also stuff to make a garden bed, a raised garden bed, so like wooden stuff. And then on February 11th, I went back to Lowe's and I spent $86 on garden boxes and red stem. I wish I could say it got better, but it progressively gets worse. On the 23rd of February, I went out and I bought 2 water plants that were the little lily pads I showed you guys, and my Madagascar lace plant that I have. Then the next day, or the same day, I went to a succulent day and I spent $136.10. And directly after that, I went to Edwards and spent $75.26. This is better than last year because I did this in bursts. And what I have noticed is that it does seem that if I go to a plant shop, I am very likely to return the next day and spend triple what I spent the day before, because I went on the 2nd and 3rd, the 10th and 11th, and the 23rd and 24th. This is a pattern. This is definitely a pattern behavior and definitely some reminiscence of last year. Between January and February, I have spent $533.39, which is a total of 9% of what I spent in total in 2021. So in February, I've spent 9% of what I spent last year only on plants. Again, remember this year we are counting supplies, tools. If I didn't count the pot, because I bought 4 pots this month, like big pots because I have to repot things, and then also garden bed supplies, I would only have spent about $390 on plants. Still a lot better than last year, but not really because I just didn't count the stuff I spent last year. So if I continued to, I wrote down some data points for this. If I continued to spend at this rate, which is $533.39 every 2 months, in all of 2022, I would only spend $1,968, which is only 38% of what I spent in 2021. So we're already doing leagues better than what I was last year. So I wanna, again, remember this is something I have a problem with. This is like the shopping problem, right? Again, and it's also kind of like I think a hoarding thing. I'm making a video right now about like houseplant and hoarding, and like I'm trying to be careful and gentle with myself because I am really proud of how I've done so far this year, but I think I could have done a lot better, because so far at this point in time last year in 2021, I had already spent $1,062.05 on plants only. That doesn't include the supplies I bought, so it would have been more, but at this point last year I had spent double what I have spent this year. So my overall positive takeaways are that already on track to doing much better. Like this is good. We're seeing an improvement for sure. And I've already spent less this time this year than I had last year. My negative takeaways are that I definitely spent more than I wanted to, and it's kind of scary to see that I definitely have a pattern behavior, but to see that 3 different times last month, I went out to look at plants one day after another. Like I literally went one day and then the next day I went, and then I didn't go for a week. And then I went again 2 days. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. And then to see that I spend more the second day that I go out, I think is something to be mindful of, and probably something that I'll change so that if I go plant shopping one day, I am not allowed to go the next day. It's kind of scary because I literally just went out yesterday with my friend Tori to go around to some plant shops. I did not buy anything. Today, however, I am going with my friend Devin. I do have to buy things because I need to buy a couple pots for my plants because I do not have any for some of these bigger ones that I need to repot. So I do need to buy pots. I need to buy soil. So my supplies list is gonna go up, but they are supplies that I do need. So I don't really have a choice unless I just wanna neglect my plants, which is not something that I want to do. What I should have done is not buy as many plants so that I would have had more money saved up to buy soil and pots, things that I need instead of things that I don't need, like more plants. When I was going through this list, originally I only totaled $328.23, but then I realized that I was missing a lot of plants because I did go through, and I'll show you every single plant in just a second here that I did buy this month / trade for this month. I purchased, I think, 10 plants this month. And then I traded for another 8 plants this month as well, which I'm excited to show you. I did reach a point about a week ago that I realized like I can't be buying plants like this. Like I'm slipping into what I'm doing. And so I did pivot and I have started to trade for plants, which again, my friend Devin's coming over later, or like literally in an hour. And then he and I are gonna trade, and he's gonna trade me another Monstera. So I'm gonna have 3 big Monstera, and I'm trading him a couple different things, which is gonna be really fun. Yeah, but with all that being said, I am proud of myself. I think I could have done better. My total that I spent again was $533.36. Like I did recently decide that I was gonna trade almost my entire rare plant collection. My whole rare plant collection right now exists within 1 case in my living room, whereas it used to take up an entire grow tent. I have literally traded away so much. I was keeping all these rare plants because I felt like I'm not gonna be able to afford to buy more someday, like again. But then I decided that that doesn't literally matter because I'm not enjoying my rare plants. I just want more common ones. All right, with that being said, let me show you my plant haul for January and February, which really is just February because I didn't buy anything in January, but all right, yeah. And here's my handy dandy little list of stuff. So you can see here, I'm keeping track as we go of the totals. I wrote myself a little note because I noticed I did really poorly in February. So I wrote, you can do it, because I can do it. You guys have definitely left comments and told me that it seems like I am slipping back into my shopping addiction. And I wanna thank you, because when you point those things out, it's like definitely uncomfortable, and maybe you're worried I'm gonna be mad at you, but I definitely won't be. But also, that being said, I am managing this, and I'm also working with my friends to help keep me accountable. I just wanna thank you guys for being there for me, and not like, I don't know, this thing is a work in progress, and I want to get better at managing my finances. And right now I'm definitely porous at my finances when it comes to the plants. All right, let me show you what I got. So here is a bowl of some of my water plants that I bought. I am very happy with this purchase. I feel like this would have been a purchase that would have been fine because of the fact that like it was $5. However, I do think I am slightly burning them. So I am going to move these to a more shady spot that doesn't get direct light. Here is my Madagascar lace plant. It is probably right now one of my favorite plants that I own. It is so special. It hasn't had an issue being directly in the window, but because the other one already is, I'm just gonna move this one to a bright indirect spot. And I think that that will probably help. It's already lost a lot of water too. I had this completely full. The next thing that I purchased was this succulent globe. I purchased this for $45 at a Succulent Day. It is definitely an unnecessary purchase, but this plant has been really, really amazing. I have had to water it 2 times because the Ripsalis definitely gets really thirsty, but the cactus don't seem to mind the extra water. In fact, they're growing pretty nicely, so yeah, I don't know. Definitely not a necessary purchase, but it has made me very happy, and I don't know, I really like it a lot. The next thing I bought was this global green pothos and this yellow Wally grow pot. This is a really special kind of pot where you put it in here and then you can pour water into this, and you can water it while it's hanging without having to take it down and like disrupt it. And then just put this in it and it will bottom water. It loves it in there. It's already probably gotten another 4th bigger. It's definitely loving life. I'm very happy with how this one's doing and how it's progressing. And hopefully this will be a good suitable thing for me. I would like to get more of these pots because I do have some other pothos, but they aren't doing so well because they are not in this kind of pots. Oh, I spent about $20 on the plant and then $30 on the pot for this. And the globe was $45. Next, I got 2 Hoya Australis Lisa. They were $11 each. They've both been really rewarding so far. So I spent $22 total, but it's grown in so much since I potted them all together. The only one that hasn't grown very much is this one because it has no growth point at the moment. These 2 leaves are just one plant, but the rest of them look very nice. We have new leaves on every single one. He actually probably needs to be watered soon, but this was a good purchase. $22 for 4 Hoya Australis Lisa I think is a really good deal. Next, I got this pubic calyx, which has been Probably my favorite plant to watch grow lately. I got this massive pubic calyx splash. It was not this big when I got it. You can see it has, since I've gotten it, vined all the way around this, and it's coming off the top now. It's putting out all of these new purple leaves, which are all new growth. So from here, it's grown in all the way up here, and you can see it's throwing little baby hands all along the sides. This has just been like my favorite thing to watch grow right now. It's growing so fast, and this was definitely great. This was $16 for this. Next, I got this spider plant, which also has made me like irrevocably happy. This is amazing. I've been able to share it with quite a few people too, so it doesn't have as many babies as it did when I bought it because I've been sharing it, but this has been very fun. I like spider plants. Oh my gosh, new babies. These weren't here when I bought it. See them? Little babies. This plant has been great because when people come over, I can like offer them a spider plant. It also flowered for me, which has since turned into more spider plants. This was a flower literally last week. Now it's a baby spider plant. This is probably, this and the pubic calyx are my two favorite purchases. If I could go back, I would not purchase these. I would definitely purchase these every time. My next plant purchase was this begonia fedor, which is one of my favorite begonias that I have. It's one of my favorite begonias that just exist in general. It's so beautiful and shiny. This was $10, so that was not the coolest bit, but it does come in this beautiful ceramic pot, which is great because I can overwater it and then I can let it like bottom water in its pot. The next thing I purchased was this peace lily. I'm gonna get it. I purchased this peace lily and the pot that it's in. This whole thing, I think this peace lily was, oh, where I didn't have a tag. I think it was 30, and it's this, I mean, it's a huge peace lily. Oops, it's dripping. It was 30, and then I did buy the pot that it's in right now. This pot was like, I think $9. This has also made me happy. I've since traded, which I'll show you in a second, for another peace lily that's double the size. The next thing I purchased, I kind of regret purchasing. I bought it at first because I really liked it, but now I don't love it that much, so I'm gonna have to start forcing myself to like it. But I'm pretty sure this is a variegated red stem peperomia. It's kind of been flying around everywhere lately. Like I've seen a lot of people talking about it, being like, what's this plant? Well, here's the normal version. You can literally see there's a normal green version. I have a cup of this peperomia that one of my members sent me. But yeah, this is the variegated version. I would not buy this again. If I bought it, like if I could go back, I wouldn't buy it. I bought it purely on impulse. I only bought 2 more plants. They're big, so I'm going to take you to them. I purchased this fishtail palm. I have wanted a fishtail palm for a very long time, since I started collecting plants, honestly. I bought this from a succulent day. I'm actually very happy that I have it. It was expensive. The plant itself was $75 and then the pot was $50. So I spent about $136 with tax, but it's perfect. I do not regret it. I would buy this plant again. The final plant I bought was this jasmine, which needs to be watered. So don't let me forget to water this, you guys. This dude I bought because I was missing my mom. I haven't seen my parents in a minute. And actually after I bought this, I called them and they offered to bring us out. So we're actually gonna be able to go see my parents sometime later this year. But this is a jasmine, which is my mom's favorite plant, and it is very fragrant. Like our entire home right now smells like jasmine. It is non-toxic to cats, so I did double check to make sure, because I don't know about outdoor plants, because this is technically an outdoor plant, but I will be growing this indoors and it's going to get very big. I'm very excited. It's already put out like new buds that weren't here recently, but this needs to be watered a lot. If I could go back, I probably wouldn't have bought this. I would have probably waited to buy this until next month to put it on just a different month. This was $65. I mean, it's huge. It's in a like 10-inch pot and it comes up about 3 feet. Almost as tall as my Adansonii that's on a table. And it would be taller if I had anything to give it, but I don't. I kind of like the idea of it just going crazy. So I'm just gonna like let it do its thing. But I am happy that I have it now that I have it. So I'm excited that I can have it in my home. Okay, now I have trades to show you because everything else is a trade. I went kind of trade crazy, so let me get everything and I'll show them all to you. Part of a big trade that I did, this is a peace lily that I traded for. It's double the size of my other peace lily. It's truly ginormous. I'm very happy with it. I can't believe I never owned a peace lily before. It's just this big jungle plant. It's not, but like it feels like it is. Just in your house. So easy, so inexpensive. I do have to water these so often though. Like this one doesn't need to be watered yet because the soil is still a little wet from the store. Because the soil is still a little wet. But my other peace lily, I probably have to water like every 2 or 3 days. So I might get it a self-watering pot, but also that costs more money, so I probably won't. In that same trade, I also traded for this Boston fern, which is kind of a bit of a rehab, but I do think it will be fun to save. I definitely think I'm missing something. I don't think I am actually. Okay. Oh, I am. Okay. So then in that same trade, okay, with the peace lily, I traded for this massive Burley Marks. This was one of those rare plant trades where I decided I wanted to trade my rare plants to get bigger common ones, which is why I have so many big common plants now because I gave this girl like a ton of my rare plants. And this Schefflera, again, same person, same trade. It's very cute. Fiddly fig, which I am currently in the process of repotting. But I'm excited because my other fiddly fig is really big, and so I'm excited to take on a second one and try to grow it just as big. Which the girl had no idea. It is not her fault, but she traded me this monstera that she bought, and it ended up being root rotting. So she traded it to me, and I kind of knew something was like wrong with it, but I wasn't sure. So today when I'm like in the middle of repotting, right, filming like all my repotting stuff, I repotted it, and it's 7 different plant cuttings. 3 of them aren't even rooted, and the other 4 have just a ton of rot. I have to go pick up some more soil because there's a couple reasons why your plant can get rot. One of them is bacteria, so I don't want to put any of the old soil back in. One of the trades, which it will be a fun project. It will be really rewarding when we put it in a big pot and then it grows in, and then it's like 7 different stems. And the last plant I have until Devin gets here momentarily with the other monstera, which is my last trade for the month. Well, possibly actually, I guess the ponytail palm, but was this monstera. What the fuck? This Syngonium albo podophyllum, which has a ton of nodes back here. So I am actually going to propagate the heck out of this and grow in a bunch, and I'm really excited. But I traded a girl, what did I trade her? Oh, I traded her an entire variegated heteroecium for this. And it's really beautiful. Like these 2 leaves right here are just so good. I do already have a Syngonium albo podophyllum, so I just wanted more. I wanted more of the plants that I think that I'm really good in. This is a really good grower, even though it is a white variegated plant. That is it. That is all the plants I got this month, as well as how much I spent on them and what I didn't spend on them. I think my goal going forward is more trades, less purchases, and to try to find things locally from like rehab groups. I've been stalking Craigslist like a lot, as well as just like Facebook Marketplace, trying to look for stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and tweet me at PlantMeAshley. Join the YouTube channel memberships. If you are a plant mom, plant daddy, or plant parent who's a non-binary, you can join our Discord and come hang out with us if you're having a hard time finding plant friends. In the community, we are an entire community full of wonderful people, in my opinion, and it's only $5 a month to have access to an entire community of 140 houseplant members from all over the world. Come hang out with us. It's a really good time. And thank you so much, Zinf, for sponsoring this video. Like I said, all of my Zinf glasses are so cute. I have so many different pairs. You can use code Ashley for 50% off of frames and 20% off of lenses. You can click the link in the description to get even more of a discount. They take prescription, they take insurance, they take everything. They're so hardy and cheap. Most people can get 2 to 3 pairs with my code for under $100. So if you need new glasses and you also want to support the channel, you can check out Zinf at the link in the description. Thank you so much, Zinf, for sponsoring this channel, sponsoring me, sponsoring my life, my mental health. I'll see you guys in the next plant section in March. See you later. Bye.